Everyone, it's Neil and Helen at Fit Body Bootcamp, and we're here with another episode of Your Questions, Our Answers. So Helen's going to read the question and then we'll get into it.
Okay, so we've got a question here from a member who's recently joined Fit Body Bootcamp. It says, "Hi Neil and Helen, I'm loving the sessions at Fit Body Bootcamp and I've already made some good friends. My question is, I've been working my way through the advice on the nutrition site, but I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Could you give me your top quick tips for how I can kickstart my fat loss?"
Okay, so I'll start. Well done. It is better to start with simple changes. When you try and change your nutrition all at once, it's often overwhelming and it's too much really for you to stick to all at once. So my top tip, shall we do a tip each? So my first tip would be to cut your portion sizes and eat small and often. The best way to do this is to eat every 3 hours from when you wake up with, just really small portions and snacks. So that would be tip number one. Helen,
okay.
Tip number two?
I'll give you my top tip, and that would be to stop drinking your calories. So if you can, wherever possible, stick to plain water. So you can stay hydrated without consuming extra calories. Sort of black coffee and green tea and herbal teas, they're okay as well. And also limit alcohol, cut it out completely if you can, because it really is a big saboteur when it comes to fat loss.
Yeah, definitely. That's a big one. A lot of the people that we see, are probably consuming 500 calories per day with alcohol and sugars in drinks. So can make a big difference. So if your goal is fat loss, try drinking only water. Aim for maybe 2 to 3 litres a day. Minimum, I would say, probably 2 litres, and then add a litre on for every hour of exercise that you do on top of that. So good tip there, Helen. So tip number 3, my tip is going to be to make sure that your protein intake is moderate to high. The reason for this is that as you're losing body fat, your body tries to burn off muscle as well because it doesn't like weight loss. By keeping your protein intake fairly high, you're giving the body all the kind of amino acids and the protein to repair and rebuild your muscle after you've broken it down at bootcamp. So when you feel sore the next day and the day after from a workout, that's when your body needs the protein. Okay, so keep your protein intake fairly high. And if you're eating 5 small meals a day, make sure that protein is in at least 3 of them. Any more top tips?
Should I do one more?
Let's do one more.
One more. Okay, so my last top tip is to cut out sugar, eliminate sugar from your diet. Sugar's one of those things that the more you have of it, the more you crave it. So literally as soon as you cut it out, after a day or two, then you don't really crave sugar anymore. That includes sort of limiting your fruit intake as well. So fruit's not bad for you, but too much of it can be detrimental if your goal is fat loss. So limit all sugars and processed foods as well. So no nasty stuff, no nasty chemicals and things in your foods either.
Okay, so they were our top tips. So just to quickly recap, the first tip was to eat small and often. The second tip was to stay hydrated and drink lots of water. The third one was to keep your protein intake high to aid muscle repair. And then the fourth one was to cut out sugar. So I hope that's simplified the nutrition. Really, it's just a simple case of just sticking to eating clean and being sensible. There's no kind of quick fixes or gimmicks that you need to follow. It's just sensible, clean eating. So hopefully that's been helpful, and we'll see you soon at Fit Body Bootcamp. Bye for now.